Guys ready for Allis Chalmers Model C Happy Fun Time Hour? I know I am. Today we're going to finish doing work on the head. I've already popped 2 of the valve guides out, and we're going to do the rest today. And I was just testing different methods of how I'm going to do that before I made the video, and I think I found my favorite way to do it. I've also started cleaning up the surfaces with the wire wheel, and I did that just before I started filming. There's still some chunks on there. I ran out of battery, so we'll get that done too, as well as the top gasket surfaces, rocker arm surfaces, all that good stuff. But before I hop onto that train, just want to throw a quick plug out for my other videos on my Caterpillar D2. There's a fairly good back catalog to that of dismantling and the limited amount of work we've done on the project so far. That's actually going in full swing. I am neck deep in actually making new bearings for the crankshaft, which has come back from the machine shop and looks like brand new. However, finding 30 thou under D2 crankshaft bearings is a little bit of a tall order in today's day and age, so I decided to just make them myself. Anyways, let's get back to this project. Just wanted to throw that quick update out there, or if you were unaware that I was working on a Cat D2 because you started watching with this project, check it out. It's actually, I think, a lot cooler than this engine. But let's get started. So, as stated earlier, we're going to start by pounding out the old valve guides. I tried 2 different methods. The one I tried second, actually, was the hammer and punch. Worked successfully, was a little violent in my opinion. Both valve guides came out just fine. But obviously just take the punch, tap, 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 out it comes. And we are not reusing these valve guides, so I'm not too worried about damaging them. I'm gonna hang on to them because I really didn't do any damage to them, and they may be useful in the future. The method I did like, I've got just this brass nipple from a water line. I put that over the valve guide. Then I take this 5/16 bolt from the back and a couple of washers, nut, washer, 5/16 nut. And this is just to pull that guy right off of there. A little bit gentler. So on this setup, I would have preferred a socket head cap screw, like the type with the Allen head on it, because I have to put a socket on the back side to keep the bolt from spinning. And that bolt has about the same size as the diameter of the valve guide. So once this reaches a certain point, the socket on the back side is not actually doing anything because the valve guide's getting sucked up into the bore. So if I had a socket head cap screw, the Allen wrench would stay on there, and this hasn't been a problem yet. Hopefully it won't be. So I've just been taking it most of the way with this, and then I switched to a punch and hammer once I've gotten it loosened up. This one is not coming out as nicely as the last one did. There we go. Perfect. 5 more to go. Alright guys, welcome back. It's been a few days, and I've been busy working on the bearings I'm making for the D2 project, but that gave me some time to think about what I want to do about these valve seats. This is cylinder number 2. This is probably the worst of the batch, but as you can see, intake's pretty good, exhaust is shot. I'm pretty sure the past owner never put a bucket over his muffler, and that's why we got this rust in here. So some of the intake, this is probably the cleanest intake next to the messiest exhaust. So I haven't decided how I'm going to do this yet, but we'll probably do both. And I've come up with a method to do it that involves me not taking it to the machine shop, because we're looking at a minimum of a month of the head being away, probably closer to 2 months, because I am not top priority for them. I have a way to do it. It's not as easy as taking it to the machine shop, but I have more time than money right now, except for time to wait for the machine shop. So that's what we're going to do. But in order to do that, I got to finish putting the valve guides back in. Alright, so valve guides, here's what we pulled. Here's what we have. You will note that they are not the same. Not even close. So for starters, overall length, way shorter. Old ones also have this boss on them. So let's take a closer look at that. So yes, they are different, but they should still suit what we need them for. So I'm going to put one in and check it out just to make sure. And in order to do that, I made this. This is my pulling bushing, and it is designed to be the same height as that boss, so I know the new valve guides are sticking out about as much as the old ones. And we'll see how much is left sticking out the bottom of the head on the cylinder side when that's done, because like I said, they are shorter. But we do need that sticking out the top so that oil doesn't slide down them and into the intake and exhaust manifold area. So in addition to that, I did grab socket head cap screws now, because like I said, the hex head, when it's going through that bore, it's just not great. Alright, so to start with, we're going to do exhaust on cylinder 1. I want the shorter side of the scribe line towards the valve cover side. Brush, make sure the bore is good and clean. That's about as good as it's going to get. In we go. And we're going to start with just a washer to pull that through. Alright, so we're all centered up over here. And we're all centered up over here. So I'll just put an Allen wrench on this, socket on that, and start pulling. I wonder if the power ratchet's got enough. Power tools for the win. that's got it. Alright, so as you can see, we're flush on this end. And on this end we are protruding about what that boss was, maybe a little less. It's kind of hard to tell because I'm not sitting on the machine surface, but we'll do a quick dial caliper check on that. So I'm content with the way cylinder 1 exhaust valve turned out, so we're just going to keep moving down the line. Well, despite that all the tools I use for doing this are hot to the touch now, all the valve guides are in. And as you will note, intake sticks out, exhaust does not. So they're, like I said, they are shorter, but they're gonna do the job. The exhausts are flush with the top of the manifold area, and the intakes stick out just a bit. Moving over top side, everything's looking good. Really like how this bushing made them come out all the same. So with the bushing sticking out portion being a different diameter, that does lead me to one last question. These are the washers that the springs sit in, and they were designed for these. Now because these new bushings are different, got a lot of slop in them. I'm gonna have to look into that. I don't know if I can reuse these or not. Well, I think that turned out pretty good. Again, the valve guides are pretty different, but I think that they will work just fine. And I got the thing all thrown into the car and ready to go for tomorrow. We're going to remachine the valve seats, and I'll make another video out of that, hopefully coming later in the week. Hope you enjoyed it, guys. I'm really enjoying working on this engine, and I love sharing it with you. So stay tuned for the next one. Got a lot more good stuff coming, not just with this, but with the D2 project as well. It's finally getting to that point in the year where I can start focusing more on the mechanic work than the work that I gotta get done around here on the property. So stay tuned, guys.